Well, let's now discuss this with Andy Miller-Magoon, founder of BugPlanet.info, a WikiLeaks partner website. Thank you so much, Andy, for joining us here in RT to discuss this. So do you think Deutsche Telekom's decision could inspire other companies to follow suit?
Well, absolutely. It does make sense to look at all possibilities to, let's say, take over control again over the data that countries, companies, and companies handle. However, routing the traffic nationally instead of internationally and trying to avoid those places which you know where the NSA intercepts can be just a very small piece of the solution. As obviously encryption has proven to be a strong solution if it's done right. So encryption is a very important part of what is to be done. But I think it is a bit dangerous to consider that the solution can be to renationalize the internet. I'm a big fan of decentralistic installation. So if you have an email from Germany to Germany, obviously it doesn't have to go through the UK. But this is not suitable, or this is not a solution for global business, and this is not a solution for a global planet.
So in other words, you don't think it's going to be effective then, given the fact that, as Edward Snowden said, Berlin has been working hand in hand with the NSA, and also, you know, no matter what precautions telecom companies take or measures to in fact protect the privacy of the subscribers, I mean, isn't the NSA capable of bypassing all these routes?
Well, I would say it like this. Unfortunately, in Germany, we have a situation that the trustworthiness of our foreign and interior intelligence service, watching their high level of cooperation with the National Security Agency and with the British government communications headquarters, does not make them trustworthy at all. So if they can intercept the stuff, they might hand it over in bargain to the Americans, so, which is not helpful. So this means that what is to be done is to ensure on whatever level, in whatever country, that encryption also for the end user is becoming available, like easy to use and as a standard tool, because you also send your postal letters in an envelope, and so should you do with your emails.
Well, you know, let's take a look at the situation from both sides. On the one hand, we have the privacy of citizens that has, of course, to be respected. But on the other, there are some companies who are fighting so hard to protect their privacy. I mean, doesn't that, you know, give us a cause for concern that they have something to hide, some skeletons in the closet, as they say?
Well, I mean, the point is that obviously we have seen now installations of the United States National Security Agency attacking also carriers in Europe, as we've seen with Belgacom. We have seen things that have nothing to do with terrorism or with fighting terrorism. They have a lot to do with power games and with knowing everything about other countries, about business, about embassies, about other countries' governments. As we also see with the Brazilian presidential interception thing. So obviously the thinking that you have nothing to hide is totally wrong in the case that everybody has something to protect. And in these days where everything, cultural, economic, political things go over the internet, and advanced knowledge of political decisions which have, for example, an impact on stock rates, on currencies, on you know, countries' reputation and so on, this is worth a lot of money. And we have not really come to the bottom of, we have seen a big part of this NSA's approach. We see that a lot of money, a lot of effort is poured internationally to intercept really all communications, but we have not yet come to the question, who is the customer, in the sense of who is the guys ordering this, getting products and using that. That is still a very interesting question, where we come to monetary, political, and other influences being taken with blackmailing, with grey-mailing, with advanced knowledge, forecast ability about what other people think, act, and do.
Well, you mentioned an interesting point here, saying that it's not a point whether we have something to hide, but it's what we have to protect. In that case, what's your take on the role of America as a global policeman? I mean, does it have any moral authority to conduct global surveillance?
Well, the point is that, we have seen here, as I said, attacks, not passively interception, but Belgacom was subject to an attack in the sense of there was malware installed in the system, there were exploits used. The NSA literally took control over the network. This cannot be excused with fighting terrorism at all. This obviously was targeting the European Parliament. It was targeting the European airspace control. It was targeting the SWIFT network, so the banking network and situations. So obviously there is no moral excuse here in the sense of that this has to do with fighting terrorism or ensuring security. This is about the global interest of the United States against other European and other peaceful acting countries and democratic organized entities.
All right, Andy Miller-Magoon, founder of BugPlanet. Thank you so much for your input, sir.
.info.